Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dias Cast.
Welcome back.
You have your favorite two playing this week. It's Nick and Justin, the original two. We decided we wanted to bring in a bunch of viewers this week, so we're playing the most popular armies
factions. Yeah, absolutely.
that probably exists right now. So.
If you go to any tournament, you see, half the tables have our factions from today.
Yeah, I mean, so I was like, what can I do to bring in viewers? We need to get 1,000 subscribers. And I said, Beasts of Chaos.
Beasts of Chaos. And I said Cities of Sigmar. You see it all over. All the old models are super popular.
We said, how old can we get these models to be? So,
right. This army, except for the bases, you could pull out of Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you are bringing in Incarnate just to keep us on the...
And a little bit of Dragon Overlords.
Sure,
too, so.
sure. All right, do you want to talk about these lists a little bit?
Let's do it.
So I'm bringing Beasts of Chaos this week. It's been my kind of goal and desire to be proficient with Beasts of Chaos lately, and so far no good. I tried a Ungor Raider heavy list, and that didn't do so well against Seraphon. And then I tried some like diversified Dragon Ogres, Best of Gore stuff against a shootcast list, and no, that didn't work either. So now I'm going way more elite. I've looked at some of the lists of the better Beasts of Chaos players around, and I said, all right, here we go. So I'm bringing a Dragon Ogor Shaggoth today. He's my general. He has adamantium scales, which basically gives him +1 to a save characteristic. He'll know the spell Hailstorm, which has moves and charges. Then I have a Beast Lord. He is carrying the Arcane Tome, so he'll know Tendrils of Atrophy. And then I have a Shaman that knows the spell Wild Rampage. Into my troops, I have two big groups of 6 Dragon Ogres. Typically, you'd want to play MSU, but because the rally is so good around the Herd Stone, I'm bringing bigger units so that if they take damage, I can hopefully rally them back. 2 units of 6 Enlightened on Disc. These are going to be hopefully my MVPs, moving around a lot, attacking second and wiping stuff out. Then I'm rounding it out with 10 Ungor and then 2 units of 10 Tzaangor. So this is more of your Zinchi, Dragon-y, Beasts of Chaos. I've seen a couple of other lists doing well with this, so hopefully I can pilot it efficiently. Don't yell at me too bad if I screw up.
I love a good soup list, and so Cities of Sigmar offers that for me. You've seen me playing Dragon Overlords recently on the channel, pulling in some things from different factions into Dragon Overlords. Well, today I'm playing Tempest, so I can put Dragon Overlords into a different faction. For my heroes, I've got an Anointed on Phoenix. He's my general. He's got the Arcane Tome with Flaming Weapon, and then he's got Hawkeye, so that's a bubble of +1 to wound and shooting. I've also got a Celestial Hurricanum with the Battle Mage on it. So just 2 heroes, both of them pretty elite mounted heroes, both of them casters, so I get 2 casts out of the list. For my troops, I've got a unit of 10 Dark Shards, a unit of 10 Phoenix Guard, and a unit of 10 Shadow Warriors, and my battle line is rounded out by 5 Pistoliers, which are great in Tempest. They count as battle line. They're fast, they can get up the board, do some good shooting. With the Celestial Hurricanum and the Hawkeye, they're going to be +1/+1 in their shooting phase if I can keep those bubbles going, so they're going to be pretty good. I then have Kronspine bonded to the Anointed. He's going to be my real melee threat, my real melee presence. And I've got an Arcanaut Ironclad, and so the Ironclad is going to be up there benefiting from those bubbles, shooting things down, making way for the Kronspine to get into the underbelly. But if you look at Justin's list, he's got 178 wounds, and it's just going to be a contest of whether I can get through those fast enough.
So today we're playing Savage Gains. If you control your own objective in your territory, you score 1. Any of the border territories, you score 2 for each you hold. And then if you hold your opponent's territorial objective, you score 4. you also get 2 victory points for completing your battle tactic for that round. The primes are in your territory. The ones on the border are not prime. Yeah, so I just deployed up on the line. Nothing fancy. Keeping my bigger units, more important units, wholly within 12 of the herd stone, so that if I need to rally, I can do it on a 4-up. Nothing too extensive on it. So
my deployment here was about getting things into position so that I can fan out, cover some objectives, and threaten some play. I feel pretty comfortable about putting things toward the line. There is some tremendous speed from the Tzaangors on disc in particular, and the Dragon Ogres are going to get up the field as well with their hero phase move. But with this deployment, I don't feel especially threatened turn 1. So I moved things up, set up my auras such that I'll be able to get them in position and do some shooting if I'm given first turn and hopefully have some good output there. Or otherwise, if I'm not given first turn, feel fairly safe about it. I am the faster army here. So we've got Alpha Beast Pack moves then. Alright, so the Kronspine's Alpha Beast Pack move is going to be D6 inches, and he's going 6 inches. He's getting up there.
seems good.
And the Ironclad also gets to do a hero phase move, or Alpha Beast Pack move, but rather than moving him in the standard way, I'm just going to do a fly high. It counts as a normal move, so he can do that. And I'm just going to bring him up over here. And then you had fewer drops, so it is your choice whether you want to go first or second.
I'm going to give you a first turn.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck, Justin.
Good luck.
My battle tactic here is going to be Ferocious Advance, and that's going to be on the Pistoliers, the Frostheart Phoenix, and the Phoenix Guard. My heroic action is going to be trying to get a command point from my general, the Anointed, and I failed to do so.
This could be early in the match to do this, but I'm actually going to use Finest Hour on my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth, mainly because I'm very concerned about him making it through the first turn and having him around, and if Nick chooses to, he can always shoot him off with his Ironclad, so I'd rather have the better save, just in case, and keep him around for a bit.
Makes sense. For my casting, the Frostheart is going to attempt to cast Mystic Shield. And so that goes off on an 8 for the Mystic Shield.
I'm going to try to unbind with my Beast Lord with the Arcane Tomb. He will not.
Okay. So Mystic Shield going to go on the Anointed, so he's going to be +1 to save, and then he has the special rule that he'll get an additional +1 to save because the spell has gone off near him. The Hurricanum then is going to attempt to cast Aura of Glory, and that goes off on a 10. An 11 actually, he gives himself +1.
The Shaggoth will try to stop it. No.
Okay, so that's +1 to the attacks characteristics of melee for Tempest Eye. And that's all the casting I have. We can get into movement here.
I'm going to spend a command point to redeploy my Tzaangor Enlighten.
Okay.
1 inch.
Then at the end of the movement phase, I'm going to summon in my Shadow Warriors. In movement here, I just pushed up on the left flank hard, left the Crown Spine relatively alone on the right flank. I'm going to get him into combat relatively early, hopefully not take too much on the swing back, although always going to take some. And then I'm going to start to unleash on my shooting with my left side castle here. It's really going to be about delaying on the right side while I try to wear down the army on the left side. Move my Dark Shards into position on the back objective just to block off the summoning potential on that back objective. And I brought my Shadow Warriors out of Deep Strike so that I can try to pick off one of those heroes, one of those vulnerable heroes with them in the back there. Into the shooting phase. Going to shoot first with those Shadow Warriors, and they're going to put all of their shots into your Shaman. 10 shots. These are going to be hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s because the Shadow Warriors are in cover. You've got Lookout Surge, so it's going to be 3s and 3s, but the leader has an additional +1 to hit. So he's going to be on 2s and 3s, and then the rest are going to be on 3s and 3s.
Sounds good.
So 2 from the leader. He hits, and then 3s from the others. And then 3s to wound. And just 1 at -1.
That's going to go right through.
Sure, 1 damage. Incredible shooting output. The Celestial Hurricanum is going to put his shooting attack into that unit of Dragon Ogres on your right side, my left side. And his profile just works that he rolls 3 dice, and each 2 up is D3 mortal wounds. So that is going to be 2 D3 mortal wounds for a total of 3. Next up, the Ironclad is going to shoot. He's going to have +1 to hit from the Hurricanum, +1 to wound from Hawkeye from the General. So he's going to put all of his shots from his shorter 2 range profiles, the volley cannon and his carbines, into that unit of Tzaangors, and then the torpedoes are going to go into your unit of Tzaangor on disc back there.
I'm going to put all defense on my Tzaangor.
Sure. Pushing them down to a 4. We'll do the torpedoes first into that unit of Tzaangor. That's going to be 4 hits and just 2 wounds at -1.
So these will be 2 6-ups. Missed them both.
D3 each for a total of 6.
That will kill 1 and put 2 wounds on another.
Sure. Then the rest of the shots, we'll do the carbines first. This is going to be into the Tzaangor. These are going to be 2s and 2s. That is 7 at -1.
This will be 7 5-ups. I'm going to save 2 damage.
2 damage each, so a total of 10.
I'm going to roll for my shields. I have a bunch in this unit, so I'll just do all 10 6-ups. I made 2, so I'll take 8. That will kill 4.
Okay. And then the volley cannon, 4 D6 shots for a total of 15. Also 2s and 2s. So that is going to be 9 at -1.
This will be 9 5-ups. I'm going to pass 3. I'm going to
1 damage each there.
I'm going to roll for this guy first. Made 1. So he'll die. That's 3 wounds gone. And then I'll roll a 6-up. Yeah, that's really good.
Pretty good there. Killed 6 out of that unit, and they are out of the range of the good rally. So at this point, hopefully I'll battle shock off some other things. With that, we can get into the charge phase. In the charge phase, just have one charge to make, and it may be a foolish charge, but I'm going to roll it on the Incarnate, and we'll see what we get. And he gets to reroll charges. He got a 3, going to reroll that, and he got a 5. So I've got just enough distance for that to be a successful charge with the Crown Spine, but trying to learn how to play the Crown Spine better. I'm comfortable with Justin coming into me on the Crown Spine because I'm still going to get all my attacks. And if I go into him, it just gives him an extra turn to start de-leveling the Crown Spine. So I'm going to leave the Crown Spine where it is. And so...
At the end of your charge phase, my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth is going to roll for primordial call points here.
Sure.
He, 1 will get none, 2 to 5 he'll get 1, and a 6 will get D3. We'll just go 1.
Okay. Yeah, that new monstrous action from the White Dwarf. And then that's going to be the end of my turn. So we'll go into Battle Shock.
I'll use my Triumph to save that unit of Tzaangor off to the right. These are a bravery of 6. I lost 1, so on a 6 I could lose another. I will lose another.
I like it.
It's wounded.
So I'm going to get 1 point for holding my back objective, 2 points for each middle objective, for a total of 5 points there. I completed my battle tactic of running around a bunch. So I'm going to get a total of 7 points here, and we'll go into the bottom of 1. Beast of Chaos.
The first thing I'm going to do is spend the command point I just received in an attempt to rally my Tzaangor Enlightened.
Okay, on 4-ups because of the Herdstone.
Yep. So I'll need 4-ups here. I'll get 1 back.
Sure. That's nice. 4 wounds back. That's a good use of a command point.
It actually healed that guy up to full, so it was a fair trade-off. I wouldn't have gotten to heal him if I didn't. I'm going to take aggressive expansion for my battle tactic for the round. I'm going to pick, obviously, the objective that's closest to me and the objective on the left.
Sure.
On my left, Nick's right. And then for my heroic action, I'm going to try for another command point with my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth. He'll get 1 on a 4.
I will try for a command point on my Anointed on Phoenix. And I will fit.
Alright, so I get 1 primordial call point at the beginning of my turn, so that'll bring me to 2. My Shaman is going to sacrifice some Ungor to the Horde Stone.
Okay.
They'll take D3 damage, and for each damage taken, I will get a primordial call point. They will get 2 more, so I'll be at 4. Into my magic phase. So Shaman's going to try to cast Mystic Shield. He will not. He'll fail it. He'll take D3 mortal wounds for 1.
Okay, I like it.
My Beast Lord is going to attempt to cast Tendrils of Atrophy. He's going to get it on a 9.
I'll attempt to unbind that with the Battle Mage. So I got a 9 there, tying you. I don't get +1 to unbind with from the Locus of Azure, so tie it, it goes off.
I will put that on the Incarnate.
Okay, he's -1 to save.
Then I'm going to attempt to cast Summoned Lightning from my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth.
Sure.
You will not get it on a 3.
Okay.
Because my Dragon Ogres are not within 3 of an enemy unit at the beginning of my hero phase, they each get to move D3.
D6, isn't it?
Or D6, sorry. I'm going to attempt first with my unit closer to the Incarnate. They're going to get a 5. And then I'll roll for my other unit. They're going to get a 1. My Shaggoth will get to move D6 for 1.
I will redeploy here with the Pistoliers. And they're just going to go 1 inch. A couple of 1 inch redeploys.
I'm going to use my 4 points to summon on a group of Ungor Raiders. So I moved up to complete my battle tactic, and then setting up charges from my Dragon Ogres. I'm hoping to get a couple of charges off into Nick's Ironclad, and then yeah, we'll see how this run goes. I am tentative to charge into Nick's thick block of things over on the right hand side here, other than potentially trying to get into his Ironclad and make life difficult. Into shooting, my Ungor Raiders I just summoned have an 18-inch shot. They're going to put them all into Nick's Dark Charge.
Sure.
These are going to be on 4s and 3s, except for the leader. He's going to hit on 3. So first for the leader. Yes, and then these are all 4s. Oof. 1. And then we'll go down to 3. We'll get 1.
Okay. I will take it. So they're base 5 up. Because I'm Tempest and still the first battle round, that's a +1 to save. So that 4 does actually save that for me.
Into some charges. I'm going to charge with my Tzaangors first.
The 4 Tzaangors?
Yeah.
Okay.
4-inch charge. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. This might cost me game, but we're going to re-roll my charge with the Tzaangors. The reason this is really a hard decision, I was hoping to hit that short 5-inch charge on my 1st-inch charge so I could have the re-roll on my 8-inch charge on the Enlightened. It's not looking good for that right now, so I'm going to hope to hit a natural 8 when I roll for the Enlightened. I'm assuming I hit the Tzaangor charge here.
Hit a 5. Got a 6. As they come in, of course, this will be my only opportunity to unleash hell with the Ironclad, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm at +1 to hit, -1 to hit, so natural hit characteristics, and then +1 to wound because of the Hawkeye from the general. So the torpedoes are going to be on 4s and 2s. 3 hits. 3 wounds at -1.
These will be 3 6-ups. Damage.
D3 damage for 3 damage.
I do have 2 guys left. So this is 3 damage.
Yep.
This will kill 1. And put 1 on another.
Carbines are going to be 3s and 2s. That is going to be 6 at -1.
6 6-ups.
That's going to be 12 damage.
Okay.
Sure.
And then I needed 8 on this charge. It's very important. Got it.
Not an 8. 8 exactly.
These Dragon Ogres are going to attempt to charge. They're going to get in on a 10. I'm actually not going to charge with this unit of Dragon Ogres. I don't feel like pulling in Nick. And the Pistoliers, while they're fine, are not my primary concern right now.
Sure. The Tzaangors, do they want to charge?
No. At the end of the charge phase, I get to see if I can get any more primordial call points.
Monstrous action from your
Shaggoth. I will get 1.
Okay. And then I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did want to try one more charge, and that is with my Ungor Raiders into your Dark Charge.
Sure.
They need a 9. That will not get done.
Okay. And then I can't do a monstrous action with the Incarnate because you are in Hunters of the Heartlands with them.
Yeah.
Start of the combat phase, I'm going to drop bombs from the Ironclad on a 2-up. Nope, failed that.
I'm going to attack with my Dragon Ogres first.
Okay.
All 6 of my attacks from my top guy are going to go into Shadow Warriors,
Sure.
and then all my other attacks will go into your Incarnate.
Makes sense.
The thing to remember with this round of attacks is that I will get to reroll once to hit.
From the Shaggoth.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have multiple profiles here. I'm going to start with the 6 attacks that are going to go into your Shadow Warriors. There's going to be 3s to hit, 3s to wound, rerolling once.
This is the Shadow Warriors?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be 4 at -1.
4 at -1. They are in cover and they have the Tempest side +1 to save. So their save is going to be down to a 3 up and then back to a 4 up. And I'll make 3 of those. How much damage?
Just 1.
Okay.
I'll start with my top profile for the double weapons. These will be 6 attacks each. Same deal. 3s and
The Incarnate.
yes, into the Incarnate. 3s and 3s, rerolling once. These will be effectively on 2 rend because of the spell.
Sure. So they're 1 rend from the Herdstone. And how many is it?
It's going to be 7.
7 of them. 1 rend from the Herdstone and 1 rend from the Tendrils of Atrophy. So 7 6-ups here. And I'm going to make none of those. 1 damage each?
Yep.
Okay. So I've taken 7.
The Warglaive is going to have 4 attacks. These are going to be 3s and 3s, rerolling 1s. This is -3 rend.
4 at -3. Straight through.
That's just 1 damage each.
Okay. Another 4 damage.
And then the last one will have 3 attacks. 3s and 3s. This will be 2 at -2.
2 at -2, 6-ups. Made neither.
4 damage.
4 damage total. Okay, so he's taken a total of 15.
Then I have the Raking Forearms. So this will be 6 attacks. 4s and 4s. Rerolling 1s. Just 2.
2 at -1. Or -2 effectively.
Yep.
6s made neither. 1 damage each.
Yep.
Okay. So he has taken 17.
So there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
And then the 2 into the Shadow Warriors.
Sure.
1 and 1. No, just 1.
1 rend. So they're going to be on a 3-up. They failed it. So
Just
1 more
1
damage. I'm going to pile in and fight then with the Shadow Warriors because I don't want to activate the boat and give the bonus to the Tzaangor on disc. So Shadow Warriors are going to swing. So they each get 2 attacks with their blades, and there's 8 of them remaining. So it's going to be a total of 16 3s and 4s. 3s to hit. And 4s to wound. That is 5 at no rend.
These will be 5 3-ups. I'll make 2. That will be 3 damage.
Okay. Your activation.
I only have 1 spot left to activate. It's going to be my Tzaangor Enlighten on disc.
Into the boat here, I will spend for all-out defense. So you will be -1 to wound here because of the Phoenix.
The first profile, there will be 15 attacks. These will be hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s because of the -1.
Sure.
This will be 5 at -2.
5 at -2. Because of the all-out defense and then the +1 for Tempest Eye, these are going to be 3-ups. And I'm going to make all but 1.
That's 2 damage.
2 damage? Okay.
I get to roll 1 more because I have my leader in.
Sure.
So I'll just take care of that. This will be 4 and 4. Doesn't matter. Then my second profile, the Vicious Beaks. These will be 4s and 6s.
Ooh.
Oh, I get 2 more. One. No rend.
1 at no rend. It's a 2-up. Make.
And then... Oh, I'm sorry. It should have been 1 rend. It would have made it.
Still
yeah.
made it. Yep.
And then D3 attacks each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Should be 8.
Yeah. We'll get 8 attacks. These will be 4s and 4s. Two at -2.
2 at -2 are going to be 3-ups. And I'm going to fail one of those.
D3 damage. For 2.
Okay, taking a total of 4 on the boat. My activations then, I've got 2 activations left. First one is going to be with the Ironclad. He's going to swing into the Tzaangor there with his boarding weapons. Having taken 4 damage, I am down to 7 boarding weapons. These are 4s and 4s. 6 hits. 3 wounds at no rend.
Sweet 3 times. I didn't make any 3 ones on them.
Okay, I'll take it. And then the last activation, of course, is going to be Crownspine. And I'm going to put all of Crownspine's attacks here into the Tzaangor on disc. He's got 8 attacks with the claws. These are going to be 3s and 3s. Ooh. 3 hits. Just 1 wound at -2.
Oh, go through.
Okay.
What is the damage?
2 damage. And then the bite attacks, 3 attacks, 3s and 2s. 2 hits. 2 wounds at -3.
Doesn't he only have... Oh, he's still at... Okay. Yeah, those will go through. Damage.
Okay. 4 damage each, so 8 damage total.
I'm going to swing with my 4 back. That will essentially max.
Yeah, he's only got one left to be maxed, and he's at -1 to the same. So of course it's going to get there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with overall how that combat phase went.
Yeah. I obviously made a mistake. I should have not dragged the Shadow Warriors in. I should have kept them out so that I guaranteed that I had my second attack with reroll everything going into the... Yeah, I made a couple of mistakes. I should have... With this Dragon Ogre, with that charge, I should have brought everything around to block off the Enlighten on disc.
Sure.
And then put everything in there so that I could reroll there. So, pretty bad mistake on my part.
Definitely fluffed the rolls there in kind of swinging into him. That could have gone a lot worse for you.
Alright, so I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with my turn.
Sure. 3 for the objectives and 2 for the battle tactic. And we'll have a real big roll-off going into round 2 here. Do you have any battle shock that matters?
They have 6 bravery. Is there any minuses?
No minuses.
4 or 5, I could lose 1. Oh, I can lose 2.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll roll for priority.
Yeah, big roll. I got a 5 to your 6. You have the choice.
I will take the double here.
Sure, makes sense. And no tie for you, so you don't get to pop off the Dragon Ogor Shaggoth's main rule.
Yeah, right.
Top of 2, Beast of Chaos. The Crownspine, of course, has dropped to level 1.
I'm going to take Monstrous Takeover on this objective.
Sure.
And for my heroic action, I'm going to try to roll for an additional command point for my Shaggoth again.
Sure.
No, not good.
And I'll go for an extra command point with my Frostheart. And I fail it.
I'm going to go up to 2 Primordial Call points in my turn.
Sure.
I'm still 3 inches away with my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth on my right, so I am going to move them d6 for free. I'm going to cast Mystic Shield from my Shaman. He's going to get it on a 7.
I will let that go. I know what you can put it on, so I'll let that one cast.
Sure, I'm going to put it on my Shaggoth.
Sure.
I'm then going to cast Hailstorm from my Shaggoth. I think it goes off on a 6. Yeah, it goes off on a 6.
Goes off on a 6. I'll attempt to unbind that with the Frostheart, and I'll block it.
And then I'm going to cast... I'll cast Arcane Bolt from my Beast Lord.
Sure.
Get out of time.
Okay, I'll attempt to unbind that, and that'll go off.
I am going to sacrifice to my altar for another 2. So I'll have a total of 4 into my movement. Or I'm going to spend all 4 to summon on a unit of Ungor Raider.
Sounds good.
So, Nick left a gap open for me to get onto his back objective with my Dragon Ogres. So, with the large run and the extra movement I had there, I was able to get into them. Starting to try to build up a wall against my Herdstone because it is so important. And Nick does have his Frost Sword on Phoenix. Yeah, hopefully I do smarter things this time with my attack here and movement. So I'm going to put all my shots. Hopefully I'm going to tank Nick's objective for as long as I can, spread his attention around, get rid of the Incarnate this turn, hopefully, and then see where I can go from there. So shooting the first one Ungor, the leader, he's going to hit on a 3.
This is into the dark charts?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to spend anything?
Nope.
That hit. Then these are 4s. And then these wound on 3s. So it'll be 3 at no rend.
3 at no rend, 5 ups. They're going to take all 3.
I don't have any charges to do this turn, so I'm going to roll for my monstrous action. You will get a monstrous action this time.
Sure.
I'm going to try to get some more primordial call points. I'll get 1 more.
Okay. I will stomp on the Enlightened on Disc. On a 2 up. For 1. Start of combat phase then, the Ironclad is going to drop bombs on the Enlightened. Yes, for D3, for 1 mortal wound.
That's enough to kill 1.
I'll take it.
I am going to start with my Tzaangor Enlightened on Disc into the Incarnate.
Okay.
So this will be 7 attacks. These will be hitting on 4s and wounding on 3s. 2 at -2.
2 at -2 into the Incarnate is, why are they, they're just base -1?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 straight through. How much damage?
4 damage.
4 damage.
And then these will be 4s and 5s. Nope. And then D3 attacks on the last profile. Force 4. These will be 4s and 3s. 2 at -2.
2 at -2. 6 ups. Failed both.
3. For 2.
Okay. My activation then is going to be with the Shadow Warriors, and they're going to put all of their attacks into those Dragon Ogres. Still 8 of them alive. These are going to be 3s and 4s, 16 attacks. And I am going to all-out attack here, so 2s and 4s. That is going to be 5 at Noren.
This will be 5 corpse. I made 1 damage each.
Yep.
You'll kill 1, and then 2 will carry over.
I'll take it.
I'll then pile in with my Dragon Ogres. I'm going to put all my attacks into the Incarnate.
Okay.
This will be first profile. These will be 3s and 3s. 1. That will be 7 at 1.
7 at 1 red. Or 5 ups. Gonna make 3 of those. 1 damage each.
Yep.
So he takes 4. He's taken 10 so far.
The second profile is going to have the Dragonic Warglaive. This will be 3s and 3s. That's 3 at -2.
3 at -2 are 6s. And I'm gonna make 1 of those.
Just 1 damage each.
Okay, takes 2. Let's take 12.
And then the Crusher. This will be 3s and 3s. 2 at -1.
2 at -1 are 5s. Failed both of those.
That's 4 damage.
4 damage. He is taken 16.
And then I have all the claws.
1 of those is out of range. You'll have 4 of them in for that.
Yeah, so this will be 8 attacks. This will be 4s and 4s. Nope.
Okay. I'll then activate with the Incarnate. I'm going to put his claw attacks into the Tzaangor and the bite attacks into the...
Tzaangor and Light.
Yeah, on disc. And the bite attacks into the Dragon Ogres.
Sure.
So the claw attacks is down to 7. And these are going to be 3s and 3s.
You missed one on that.
That is 4 at -2.
Those will go right through.
And they are 2 damage each, so 8 damage. And then the bite attacks. Just 2 of them now into the Dragon Ogres. 3s and 2s, both hit. Both wound at -3.
You're going to go right through.
8 damage total. Your activation. Activating the Tzaangors.
Yeah. I'll be able to get 3 in. These are all the guys with the shields. So they're going to get 1 extra attack each because there is there's 9 in there. So this will be 9 attacks, 4s and 4s. So this will be 3 at -1.
3 at -1 are going to be 5 ups. And I failed 2, which is just going to bring him to 18. So he will be dying at the end of the round here. End of the turn. And then I've just got 1 activation left. That's going to be the Ironclad. He's got 7 attacks. I forgot it last turn, but I've got Aura of Glory up, so he's got 8 attacks going into the Tzaangor. And he's going to have +1 to hit, so these are going to be 3s and 4s. And that is 2 at Norton.
These will be 2 5-ups. Both will go through.
Okay, 1 damage.
Because the Tzaangor are attacking second this turn, they get to reroll all hits and wounds.
All out defense here?
And I will all attack. I have 4 left. I'm going to have 13 attacks on that profile. This is going to be 3s and 4s, rerolling everything.
Sure. -4s with the -1.
So that's going to be a total of 11 at -2.
11 at -2 with the all-out defense are going to be 4-ups. And I'm going to fail 6 of those.
That's 12 damage.
12 damage. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Then it will be 1 attack each on the second profile. These will be 3s and 6s. Rerolling everything. There will be none there. Then it will be D3 attacks each. 3, 6, 14.
10 attacks.
3, 6, 10. Thank you. Jeez. I would prefer 14. Can I get that? This will be 3s and 4s. You're rolling everything. So we'll have 5, 6, 7, and -2.
7 at -2, 4-ups. Gonna fail 4 of those, and that's gonna be enough to kill the Ironclad.
So that will end my turn. I'm gonna control Nick's objective.
The Incarnate dies there during Battle Shock. And you've got Battle Shock to take, right?
I think I lost 1 over here.
Yep.
So I need to roll for my Battle Shock. I lost 1 on the Tzaangor Enlightened. I would really like not to roll 6 again. That will be fine. I need to roll it on the Dragon Ogor's third bravery of 6. They lost 3. I'm going to lose 1 because it's. I would lose 3. I divide that by 2 and round down.
You scored a ton here.
Yeah, so I kill the monster. So that will give me 1. I scored 4 points for holding Nick's, 2 points for holding this for another 6, another point for holding mine for 7, and then I complete mine, so I will have 9 points.
Total of 10. So that brings us to 15-7 going into the bottom of round 2 here, and I am definitely in trouble losing my 2 biggest models there in one fell swoop, so I'm going to have to do some pretty good work here, and realistically need a double here to stay in this one. For my battle tactic, I'm going to take Slay the Warlord. For my heroic action, I'm going to try to get an extra command point with my Phoenix. And I will fail to do so.
I will attempt to get an additional command point with my Dragon Ogor Shaggoth.
Sure.
I will get an additional command point with him.
Sounds good. I'm going to start off by attempting to cast Flaming Weapon with the Phoenix. Going to get that on a 10.
I'll try to unbind with my Beast Lord. Nope.
Okay, so Flaming Weapon on the claws of the Phoenix. And he gets +1 to save because of his special rule. Then going to attempt to cast Aura of Glory with the Huracan. Going to fail that on a 4. And then we can get into movement.
I'm going to redeploy.
Sure.
With my Beast Lord.
1 inch.
Classic one. That's good.
Movement here, I'm setting up for a double, so I'm crashing things into some favorable combats and getting out of some combats, even though it means my output is going to be lower here. I ran some elves, my Shadow Warriors, and Dark Shards onto an objective so I could just take that to a model, and then I just poured everything I could toward that back objective in the Herdstone. Hopefully be able to get into that Herdstone and do some effective things here. Alright, into the shooting phase then. The Celestial Hurricanum is going to put all of its shots into the Shaggoth. So it's got 3 dice, looking for 2s, and it'll just get 2 at D3 mortal wounds for a total of 4 mortal wounds into the Shaggoth.
Held that 4?
Okay. And he's got 6 left.
Yeah.
The Pistoliers are going to put all their shots into the Beast Lord.
I'll put all defense on him.
So the Pistoliers are going to put all of their shots into the Beast Lord. They're going to be +1 to hit because of the Hurricanum, +1 to wound because of the Phoenix and his Hawkeye, but then -1 to hit because of Lookout Sir. So overall, it's going to be 4s and 2s here. And they've got 10 shots going in. So just 3 hits, 2s to wound, 3 wounds at -1.
This will be 3 4s. Made 2, he'll take 1 of them.
Yeah, just 1 damage. That's it for my shooting. My other shooting units retreated or ran, respectively. So then we can get into the charge phase. I'm going to charge first with the Phoenix Guard. And they got a 10. They're going to be in on the Tzaangor. Then you're going to charge with the Pistoliers. And they got a 4-inch charge. They do get the ability to reroll charges, and I think I'm going to reroll that. Still a 4. But that will get them in. When the Pistoliers complete their charge, they can immediately shoot with the weapons they're armed with. They're going to put all their shots into the Beast Lord there. They are still going to be +1 to hit and +1 to wound. So still 4s and 3s.
4s and 2s?
4s and 2s here. 5 hits. And 4 at -1.
These will be 4 5s. Ah, you got him to the one.
Okay. Clutch. I will then attempt to charge with the Phoenix. I would like a big number here. And he's got a 5. I think that is probably enough. At the end of the charge phase then, monstrous action, I'm going to try to destroy the Herdstone.
Nope.
Failed it on a 2. Big.
And then I will, I am going to try to roar the Phoenix. I will not.
Okay. Alright, so the Phoenix here is going to spend a command point to reroll wounds from his War Scroll ability. And then he's going to put all of his attacks into the Shaggoth there. Sure. We'll do the claw attacks here. They're the ones that really matter. They are going to be on 2s to hit because of the Hurricanum, and then 3s re-rolling to wound. No penalties against the Shaggoth, right?
Nope.
Okay, so 2s to hit, 8 attacks. Gonna fail 1 of those, and then 3s re-rolling to wound. And that is going to be 7 at -1.
From his Mystic Shield, and yeah, he'll be on a 3-up. I need to save. These are 3 damage apiece.
3 damage each because of the flaming weapon.
So I need to save 6 of these for him to survive. And I'm going to save 6 of them.
Okay, so he has taken 3 damage. He's got 3 remaining.
Yep.
Then the Anointed has 5 attacks, also 2s and 3s. All hit. Reroll these failed. And so that is going to be 4 at -1.
This will be 4 3-ups. And damage on these?
1.
So I need to make at least 2 of these for him to survive. And he'll make 3.
Okay.
He is then going to put all his attacks into the Pistoliers.
Okay, he's going to be -1 to wound.
So he'll have 3 attacks. These will be 3s and 3s.
Just one at -2.
One at -2 in the Pistolier is going to go straight through.
It will be 3 damage.
Okay.
Then he'll have D3 attacks on his for 2. This will be 4s and 4s. Nope. And then he'll have 2 attacks. These will be 3s and 4s.
And that's with the -1.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I will then activate with the Phoenix card next. One of them is in range of the +1 to hit from the Hurricanum. So I'll have to roll him separate. He's got 2 hitting on 2s, and one of those is going to hit. And then the rest of the unit has 19 attacks, hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 3s. That is a total of 6 at -1.
This will be 6 exhaust. I made 1. I'll take 5 damage. It will kill 1. And then put 3 on another.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they're...
Yeah,
That's a lot of
they
ones.
survived.
That's a lot of ones.
They will be re-rolling everything again. This will be 9 attacks on their top profile. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling everything. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling everything. Re-rolling everything is very helpful. So that will be 5 at -2.
5 at -2 are going to be 6s. Nope. And so 10 damage.
Yeah.
They've got their 4 wards. And so 4 are going to die so far.
And then they're going to have 3 attacks on their next profile. This will be 4s and 5s. Just one round.
5. Mid.
And then D3 attacks each for a total of 4. These will be 4s and 3s. Four at -2.
4 at -2. 6s. Fails those.
D3 damage each. 3, 6, 9, 11.
11 force. And I'm going to fail 4 of those. That is 8 dead total out of that unit. Not great. That trade was not a favorable trade for me.
Well, I mean, I'm not upset about it, but
I'll activate with the Pistoliers then. So I've got a total of 9 attacks here with the Sabers. They're going to be at +1 to hit, so they're going to be 3s and 4s. Total of 6 at no rend.
this will be 6 to us. He's at 8, so
Need a couple of 1s here. There's
got
1.
1.
Okay. And then the horses. Total of 8 horse attacks. These are going to be 3s and 5s. Just 1. No rend. Need to see a 1.
Oh.
And that is that. Failed the battle tactic there with that. You've still got some combat activations.
So my shaman, so he'll have 1 attack. This will be a 4 and a 3. No. This will be 10 attacks, 5s and 5s.
That's with the -1 to wound.
Yeah. They would have been on 6s.
So that's it for combat. I've got a battle shock roll here for the Phoenix Guard, and they are going to run. That went about as bad as a turn could go. Between the Storm of Shemtek and then getting the buffed up Phoenix in and the things that I thought I'd be able to do there, I needed 2 of those claw attacks to go through on the Shaggoth to get it done. The Storm of Shemtek underperformed and has for both times I've shot it. One more wound from any of those things, the storm, the shooting, the claws, any one more wound goes through there and I get the battle tactic and I feel a lot better about this turn. Obviously failing the Monstrous Rampage on the Herdstone is huge. If I get that, then suddenly all of the rest of those combats look pretty differently.
Yeah.
But I still managed to hold 2 objectives there, get a total of 4 points for that, the 2 center objectives. And we'll see what I can do if I get a double here. Failed my battle tactics, so I'm just at 11 points to your 15.
Come on, 6.
And I got a 3 to your 5.
I will keep it.
Yeah, and I'll just go ahead and shake your hand at that point. I think if I get the double there, I take off the Herdstone, I clean off the Shaggoth and start killing some things, and I score pretty well in this turn. And then maybe it's a little bit more of a game, but with you having the turn here, you're now on +2 rend on everything. You're going to clean everything that I have except a few things on your back objective, and I'm just never going to get there from that.
Yeah.
So, good game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I definitely made some mistakes. Please nail me in the comments for what I did with those Shaggoths charge early. But, hitting that 8-inch charge with my Enlighten was so clutch.
Yep.
Even though they didn't do much in the first attack, getting the double, which was huge, to then be able to reroll everything into your scariest thing. I mean, the Incarnate's obviously very scary, but he tanks.
Yeah.
Like, getting rid of him, it's your Ironclad, it's a whole different ballgame.
I feel like that priority roll maybe decided the game more than anything else. If I get that priority roll, I roll into your Shaggoth.
You shoot off all
or the Herdstone, I shoot off your Enlighten there, then the Ironclad's just free reign. You don't get on my back objective yet, and I still have some time there, and I can just kind of push and consolidate and feel pretty good about things. The Incarnate trade, the Incarnate is an expensive model, but he killed 360 points worth of Enlighten on disc, or thereabouts.
I mean, I completely effed that up. But yes,
sure,
yes,
but he did.
He did.
And then some Dragon Ogres as well, so I feel okay about that trade. The trade that obviously I don't feel good about is the Ironclad against your Enlightened. You took out a unit of Enlightened, or a unit of Tzaangor, rather, and that's just not a great trade for the Ironclad. Should have screened it better. I should have dropped my Shadow Warriors over there as a screen, bubbled things out. But I honestly underestimated the output that the Enlightened on discs would be able to do. I thought with my ability to push him to a 2-up save, I was just going to.
And he did. He tanked that first round.
He only took 4 damage in that first round.
But with me getting the double then, and me being able to set it up that I had just enough attacks so that you couldn't save him from the rerolls, that was huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what tipped it for sure. It would have been cute if I could have blown up the Herdstone there in that last round of combat. I think if that round goes well, or that turn goes well, and I take off the Herdstone, I kill the Shaggoth, and then I get the double, I think I'm right back in it despite the earlier losses. But yeah, obviously with that was not going to get there. The cities list is something that I want to keep experimenting with and playing around with. I definitely need to refine it a little bit. I'm very new to cities.
You had a bunch of good units, like a Hurricane is good, Frost Lord is good, the Incarnate's obviously good, the Ironclad is good, like a bunch of good stuff, maybe not the best, troops, but the rest was really good.
Yeah. And Phoenix Guard are really good. I mean, you could throw them into a unit of Enlightened on discs and you'll kill one. So that's pretty good.
Super strong. No, I think it's a promising start to a list. I know that my list is more refined just based on lists I've seen online for Beasts of Chaos. And
Sure.
My biggest concern with Beasts of Chaos is you just have no hero power. Like,
Sure. Yeah,
like,
Hero Hammer you're not doing, right?
it's actually kind of hard to defend the Herdstone.
Yeah.
Like, unless you keep stuff home. I guess I could have devoted...
Well, you need to string, that unit of Ungors that you were sacrificing could have been strung out as a screen. If you just keep a unit of Tzaangors back there strung out, that makes it pretty chunky. But you do need to take objectives too. The rough thing against, a shooting list or a list that wants to do damage early is just the volume of wounds. 178 wounds, and you're bringing on 10 around. Yeah. At least.
I mean, just getting to 4 points each time for some Ungor Raiders. I like Ungor Raiders to begin with.
Yeah.
And then getting basically a free unit every time is just awesome. I mean,
for sure.
They threaten that back objective from turn 1 on, and
the fact that they can deep strike, or they can come on the board on any edge is really impactful. Most summoning armies are bringing it on near a hero, so being able to sneak those in the back lines is obviously really good. And then they have their shooting. It's not like their shooting output is great, but when you summon a unit and it can do something the turn it's summoned, even if it doesn't make that 9-inch charge, that's always a win.
What was your highlight of the night? We were going to do MVPs, but
the play where I piled the Crown Spine into your Enlightened on Disc was probably the highlight for me.
Could you hear my heart breaking at that point?
Yeah, well, I saw it setting up in the start of that combat phase, and I knew that your Dragon Ogres were not in a position that they could pile in to block it.
I needed, when I got that big charge, I should have just went all the way around. I don't know why I cared about the frickin' Shadow Warriors. I should just let them be. For some reason, I thought about the Shaman. I was like, I can maybe... They're surprisingly chunky. Like, the Shadow Warriors were not as easy to... I thought I would just clean them off with, like, one guy, but they tanked.
Tempest's Eye gives you that +1 to save in the first round, and then in cover...
Yeah.
So even though they're on base 5-up, suddenly that feels more like a 3-up, and they hang around a little bit. They're not there for that, but I was hoping to pull some attacks away from the Crown Spine. You got more than enough into the Crown Spine anyway.
My favorite moment of the night was watching you roll a 2 on that Herdstone.
That's fair.
That
was
fair. Cute, gorgeous and beautiful to watch. So,
I don't think it mattered with how the rest of that played out, but yeah, that one definitely stung.
It did. I did really impact your Phoenix Guard.
Potentially, I don't know what those save rolls were, but after I fluffed that damage into you, that was never going to go anything but good for you.
Yeah, I mean the Herdstone was probably coming off this turn, regardless, but at least it would have enabled me to rally, which would have been important. Do some retreats and, by then I think I have enough. I get to roll 4. I probably bring 2 back. These guys are all dead.
Yeah.
This thing's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, with you having that turn and doing the rally, potentially that turn and then the start of my turn, things start to get real ugly.
Yeah.
No, good game.
I like this. I finally feel a little bit better about Beast. I think this list, I copied Dan Bradshaw, I think is his last name, out of England. He ran something very similar, but he was running All Herd, which you can use a command point to get another primordial call point.
Sure. So really leaning into the summoning.
Yeah, you could really, Enlightened on Disc are only 7, so realistically you can get real close to their
it's the -1 Rend obviously got all of the attention out of that White Dwarf update, but that monstrous action and being able to do it with any monster in Beasts, which includes some very, very cheap options that you can pull in to do that really shores up the weakness of the army as well, just to make that summoning more consistent. So you're really reliably getting to do it every turn instead of maybe 3 or 4 out of the game.
I think the one thing I might change, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, is I'd like to bring in Cockatrice.
Sure.
Just as a backup monster for stuff. Like, if he can get some shots in, he doesn't ever have to get into combat. He can just do that. I like the Shaggoth in general for the boost he gives, and he's like the best hero you can bring in the army, but I think he could use a backup monster.
Yeah, he's only 10 wounds, against a good shooting list. something like a Luminethlist or Stormcast, Shootcast.
He's just dying.
He's just gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you could get him a ward that wasn't a 6-up. I would be fine if they changed the amulet back to 5-up.
Well, they should change it back to 5-up, but only for heroes that are 9 wounds or less.
So getting away from this game, you cannot stop talking to me about Nighthaunt.
Yeah, I think Nighthaunt is real good.
And you have been... We had a little debate on the channel about how good Chain Rasp are. I'm completely with you that Chain Rasp are good, but I understood to a certain extent what the guy was saying, that I think 40% is quite a markup. 40% is not a cheap markup, but they're better attacking. But Chain Rasp are cheap, and you just can't kill them.
Yeah, and they're not bad in attacking. One of the things that they can do a lot better than some of the other 32mm base models in that army is direct their attacks into a much smaller surface area. So they can get a lot more attacks into a hero or into something with a relatively small base.
And the other thing is, if you're going to be stacking that negative save, it doesn't matter that they don't have run on their attacks, right? You're just going to be, with quantity of attacks going out of them, they are going to do as much damage as anything.
And there's a lot to be said for that 10 extra wounds, meaning that you've got more bodies left to swing with.
So Nick loves to do dice math. Tell us about Be'lakor.
Oh, yeah. So Be'lakor against a 4-up Ethereal with a Krulgas Cruciator nearby, and then the 5-up Ward, which are very reasonable buffs for Nighthaunt to get. Be'lakor, on average, will kill 1.76 Blade Geists, for example.
I mean, it's a random selection of things, but that's crazy. I mean, extrapolate that to a lot of things. Like,
yeah.
I maybe we'll put you on doing a Mega Boss on Mount Crusher. See how bad that he would do. He'd probably kill 4.
Well, when I ran the numbers on Kragnos, he kills something like 7 Chain Rasps when they're fully defensively buffed.
You didn't have a Cruel Gas over there, but I can tell you what 6 Eels and Eidolon of the Sea does.
It's
when
not
they
great,
go,
is it?
no, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And that's after doing a whole bunch of mortal wounds.
So yeah, I think Nighthaunt's really good, but you know that we've got a couple tournaments coming up in July, and I've built this Legion of the First Prince army, and I haven't taken it to a tournament yet. I feel like it's going to get some big changes in December, and so I think I'm going Legion of the First Prince for our tournaments in July. What are you planning on running for those tournaments in July?
Well, I really just like the aesthetic of these beasts. I need to reduce the bases on the Dragon Ogres, but other than that, I really just... I don't like not having a very strong hero. I brought that up already. Sure. But the rest of I love the Enlightenment disc. There is nothing that feels better than rerolling everything.
Yeah.
It's just the coolest.
The consistency just gets so good when you
it's just those crazy. Even if you're on a 4-up, it's just nuts. I mean, so it's like...
No way that stays through the next book. But.
No, but yeah. But I mean, right now it's so fun. And, the Dragon Ogres look awesome. It's just kind of a cool army, and I do like just having free models to bring on a lot. So that's what I'm looking at right now. The other possibility, which I mentioned to you this week, is I've been slowly accumulating another initial army. Instead of Bach, it's Doc. Daughters of Cain.
Daughters of Cain.
It would be
the absolute terror right now that is Daughters of Cain.
It would be more Witch Elf heavy, concentrated in Dragonach.
Yeah,
and
which is real good now.
But I would only bring 10 bow snakes.
Sure,
the gentleman's 10.
Just a friendly 10 bow snakes with Marathi. Nothing that anybody can get upset about.
Really. Yeah. It's building from the weaker end of the book. So,
sure.
No, that's tempting.
It's so nice that new book was able to bring so much list diversity. Where now you freely can run either 15 or 10 bow snakes.
Yeah, and not feel like you're cheating yourself because you have 20 Witch Elves with 2 Ren, 3 attacks each.
Or 3 Ren with the Gladiatrix and Mind Razor, and I mean...
So yeah, that book is cool. But right now I think Beast of Chaos has my heart. I want to try this against other lists. I I had not as good a list. I didn't have the Enlightened in. And clearly I played them really well. I just get them slaughtered. But that list was just getting trashed by everything. Like, Bestigor, I just don't think are there yet. Like, I really like them as a model and stuff, but they were just getting smoked off the table.
I think you absolutely need at least one element in this list that has some real speed, and I think Enlightened Discs are definitely that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good game.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around. We've got our Discord linked below. We'd love to have you join there. It's booming. We get more and more members in there every week. And
Conversation goes on all day.
Yes, it is a passionate Age of Sigmar community. So love if you stop by there. And as always, we'd love if you like and subscribe on the video. We are getting dangerously close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And hopefully by the time you're watching this, we are on the doorstep. You could be the 1,000th subscriber. There is no giveaway or any way for us to tell who the 1,000th subscriber is.
Maybe I'll send a dice to you.
There we go.
You never know.
Just a random dice from the floor.
Or I got a whole box of leaves for trees. Maybe I send a sprue of those out.
A sprue of leaves. But we really appreciate the subscriptions. We really appreciate that. Tells us, again, more than anything else, that you think we're doing a good job and that we should keep doing it. And that's why we do it. So thanks, everybody.